Jorginho's future has been in the headlines recently, so I think he went back to Brazil for the international break, and he was, of course, accosted by reporters at the airport, as he would be. There's been links with Flamengo. He was tight-lipped, of course, but the Flamengo sporting director has talked up a possible move for Jorginho this summer, and he still has that option in his contract, I believe, and of course, he is still on and off the pitch. He can still be a very useful player for Mikel Arteta. So, from your side, can you see there being an argument to take up that 12 months option, especially now that Joshua Kimmich has signed a new deal at Bayern Munich? Or do you think it's best for both parties to part ways this summer?
Personally, I would love him to stick around for another year. I have to say, I think Jorginho has been fantastic for Arsenal. I think it's been a really, really good signing, really important. I still think he's got plenty to offer on the pitch. He's got loads to offer off the pitch as well. And, I would absolutely like to see him stick around for another year. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Arteta and him would have come to an agreement of like, he's not getting any younger. He wants to play football. He's always sort of talked up about sort of going and having a stint in Brazil. Flamengo's an unbelievable opportunity, a massive club. And I think it's a foregone conclusion that he goes there once the season comes to an end. I think it's blatantly obvious that that's going to happen. So, yeah, as much as I would like him to stay, and I still think he'd have something to offer Arsenal next season, the lure of going over there, playing an awful lot more football, experiencing something new before he retires, I can absolutely understand why he wants that. And I think there's such a strong sort of relationship between Arteta and him and the club that they're not going to stand in his way and stop him achieving that. So no, I think that's a done deal, and he'll be heading off to Brazil once the season's finished.
Yeah, I agree with you actually. I think there is definitely a case for him to keep going because there's been a lot of Chelsea Arsenal movement and Arsenal Chelsea movement down the years with mixed success. I think it's fair to say, but Jorginho wouldn't have arrived thinking that he's going to be starting every week. But for 12 million pounds, he's given a really good 2.5 years of service. So for the price that Arsenal paid and what he's contributed, that signing has to go down as a success, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely been a success. I can't understand people who would sort of say otherwise from that. It's been like you said, the money wasn't expensive at the time when Arsenal signed him. I was just like, "Oh, really, is that really going to?" I think everyone's got a bit of scar tissue when it comes to signing players from Chelsea. It was on deadline day. They spent the whole summer the whole January, sorry, chasing Caicedo. We're hoping to make that happen. It didn't happen. Then suddenly you're bringing in another 30 plus player from Chelsea on deadline day, and it was just, oh no, that's not really what you wanted. But from the moment he walked through the door, he was a fantastic signing. He settled in straight away. He was hugely popular, really good on the pitch when he was given his chance as well. At one point, really sort of forced his way past Thomas Partey in the pecking order, really, and him and Declan Rice formed a really fantastic relationship in that midfield. And so, yeah, I think he's been a great signing, real good value for money, not overly expensive, and yeah, has, as you said, given great service to Arsenal in the 2.5 years he's been here. So deserves to go off and have his little swan song in Brazil. So fair play to him and good luck to him when he does it.